Everyone has suffered over the last year. It's been a terrible year. People have died, people have lost their jobs, people have been unable to see their loved ones, and people have been in hospital. Workers in hospitals have been under huge pressure, as have lots of services within the community. People in care homes have died. This is all due to the horrendous coronavirus outbreak. But however, now at last we can start to see the light at the end of the tunnel. We can start to see a way in which these deaths, this illness, these restrictions can stop. And that is the availability of the vaccines. It's really important that you understand the facts about the vaccines. You seek out facts from legitimate, good sites. And any questions you have, you get a sensible, clear answer to them. These vaccines are really important. They will stop you from getting the disease. They will stop you from dying of the disease. It's been noted, particularly in the second wave with the new variant, that many young people are being affected. People are getting long COVID symptoms after. Young people are ending up in hospitals in intensive care. It's really important that you consider very carefully having this vaccine, and I would advise that you have it. The vaccine is incredibly safe. The three most common ones that are going to be used, the AstraZeneca vaccine, the Pfizer vaccine, and that from Moderna, together have been tested already in about 100,000 people in the trials before they were introduced widely. In this country, since the introduction beginning of December, they've been given to now more than 4 million people, and most of those people are frail people. They are very safe. They were produced quickly, but actually not that much quicker than the Ebola vaccine, which was produced recently, less than a year. And learning from how quickly that was done, there was the opportunity to take for a lot of measures to take place that allowed the COVID vaccine to produce safely very quickly. First of all the scientists in the world were working together on the same single common aim. Money was no object. The ethical committees, the regulatory bodies worked very, very quickly to allow the trials to begin and the trials to run. It often takes an awful long time to recruit people to trials, but there were a huge number of people who wanted to be part of these trials. As I said, 100,000 people have been in these trials already. And the results of those trials, the considerations were made by the regulatory bodies as the trials were finishing before they went into the next stage. So as a result, these vaccines have been very, very closely tested and tested in more people than many vaccines have in the past. The evidence is that they are very, very safe. There's been some discussion about things like the impact on fertility. That was largely related to the fact that the spike protein, it resembles one of the hormones used for producing the placenta, but actually there's no evidence whatsoever that makes a difference in reality. Similarly, there's been all sorts of odd suggestions that using the mRNA, which is called messenger RNA, will somehow impact on your DNA. It won't at all. They're two very, very separate things. The mRNA doesn't affect DNA. It's not in that part of the cell, and will certainly not do so. It's just what allows you to better react to the virus when it comes into your body. So these are all very safe vaccines. As I say already, 4 million people have been vaccinated in this country. And these people have been identified as those who are most frail, most at risk, most vulnerable, and those that care for them. As those people are vaccinated, which should happen by mid-February, more and more people will then be called forward to have the vaccine. A vaccine, you'll be invited by your GP, you'll be invited by the NHS. The vaccine will always be free. It's important that people get it. There will never be a charge for it. If anyone's asking you to pay for it, it's a scam. Don't respond to that. The vaccine does have side effects. All vaccines have side effects, but they are very mild. So the most common side effect that, in fact, probably most people get is some soreness in the arm. This comes on a while after the vaccine, a few hours after the vaccine, and your arm can feel heavy and sore for a few days. Additionally, a number of people have been getting headaches. Some people have been feeling unwell for a couple of days, just generally. But this is a safe vaccine. So many millions of doses now have been given. And there's been, while we keep monitoring it clearly, there's little evidence of any harm as a result of it. So I really would encourage people to think very, very carefully about having this really important vaccination, and to, if they have any concerns, please don't dismiss it. work through those concerns, and let's try and understand together the benefits of this, which really will be important in preventing you from catching what remains a very serious disease. Even when most other people have been vaccinated, if you haven't, you may still get the disease, you may still get very ill, you may still die. So please consider getting vaccinated. Thank you.